Update: my parents secretly took out a $150,000 loan in my name to fund my spoiled sister's wedding, and they didn't even tell me. When I confronted them, they said it was my duty as family. But after reading the loan terms, I found a way to make them regret every bit of it. Part 3, I felt a little bad about it initially, but right now I feel like I did the right thing, because the guy definitely deserves better, whoever he was. Even if he was a terrible guy himself, which he must have been if he had been with my sister for so long, he still deserved better because I don't think there's anyone worse than her. Anyway, this morning when I woke up, I was about to go make breakfast for myself when I started hearing somebody banging on my door relentlessly and constantly ringing the doorbell. Nobody really behaves like that normally, so I guessed it must have been someone from my family. Judging by the fact that my parents and I were going to meet in court in a couple of days, I figured it was probably my sister losing her mind because she had all the reasons to be here in the morning. I didn't even bother going to the door and shouted out from the living room that if she continued to bother me in the morning, I would call the cops. I honestly didn't even care that her engagement had been called off. I had just woken up at that point and was really cranky. Anyway, she didn't make it any better by showing up at such a time and then trying to boss me around. After I told her I would call the cops, she started screaming at me and told me that I was the one who had ruined her relationship by sending those messages. Now, her fiancé and his entire family think that our parents are thieves and frauds, and she must have been a part of their plan as well. Truth be told, she could very well have been, because she was very close to our parents, but I don't know that for sure, so it was better not to say anything about that, and I just told her to leave again. Instead of leaving, she started kicking my door and was going absolutely insane. So, I decided to look out through the window and open the door. Just as her foot was about to hit it, she kind of lost her balance and fell forward. It was absolutely hilarious, but I had to really try hard to keep myself from laughing, even though I had done it on purpose. When she regained her balance, it was very obvious that she was embarrassed about what had just happened, and I had completely thrown her off her game. She couldn't even start yelling at me again because I had her right where I wanted her. Very politely, I told her that I was sorry she was going through so much right now, but she had never been nice to me. And that's why I believe she knew about what our parents were up to. That's why I had reached out to her fiancé without speaking to her first. But what was done, and the only thing she could do was talk to him and try to get him back. Fighting with me wasn't going to get her anywhere. I hope she understood that because I really didn't want to call the cops on her and create more trouble for both her and myself. I just wanted a peaceful few days before the legal proceedings against our parents started. I wanted to relax before that so I could be adequately prepared. After that, I thought she was going to leave, but she just looked even angrier. She finally told me that she had actually known about what our parents were doing with the loan and how they had made me the cosigner without my consent. She had no issue with that, but the stupid bank had decided to contact me to verify instead of just automatically approving the loan, and that threw their entire plan into jeopardy. Even now, the reason her fiancé actually broke up with her was because she told him the truth. He couldn't understand why she was still keeping in touch with our parents after everything that had happened if she didn't approve of what they had done. So, eventually, she was forced to tell him the truth, that the so-called fight she had with our parents was staged so I would feel guilty and go easy on them. But now that she realized she stood to gain absolutely nothing, she didn't see the point in lying anymore. Since she had already lost her fiancé, she didn't care about anything else. So she figured she might as well tell me the truth. That's why I think I don't need to regret anything I did. Everyone deserves everything that's coming to them, and I'm going to make sure I don't go easy on my parents at all. It's just really sad how they failed both their children, and now neither me nor my sister seems to care about them in the slightest. But whatever. This was a long time coming, and I'm glad that we are finally facing off right now. I'm also happy that my sister finally told me the truth, so I know my entire family is rotten. Update 3, hi, so 3 weeks have passed since my last update, and I'm really glad to inform you guys that my parents have decided to come to an out-of-court settlement with me. Obviously, it's going to be a lot of money, and we're still negotiating with our lawyers about how much they want to pay me exactly for me to drop the lawsuit against them. But one thing's for sure, they're going to be paying for it. I wish there had been a way for me to get back at my sister as well, but honestly, I'm not interested in revenge anymore because I think she got screwed over enough when her fiancé left her. From what I know, she has decided to skip town. I'm not even joking. 1 week after her fiancé dumped her and they announced their separation, a bunch of my family members and a couple of her friends told me she had decided to leave everything behind and move to Colorado. It was a weird, sudden move, but the few friends who knew what I had done decided to blame me for it and told me that I was going to be punished for what I had done. Well, shiver me timbers, I can't wait. But the bottom line is that at least the situation with my parents is coming to an end. I wouldn't say it's been fully sorted out, but at least I'm going to get some closure and we'll be able to move on. Seeing them again and again was eating away at me, and now it's finally coming to an end. It feels really weird knowing I'm probably not going to be seeing them again anytime soon. Most of the family has no idea what's happened between us, and I intend to keep it that way. But I know for sure that whenever they attend any family events, I'm not going to be there. Only a couple of close cousins of mine know what's really going on, and they've told me they want to make sure that if they host any family gatherings, they don't invite my parents. So I know I won't have to see them unless I run into them by accident. Weirdly enough, it feels a little empty, but I'm going to move on and get over it. Now that the legal situation has come to an end, I'm going to quit my job. Since I'll be getting a lot of money, I'm going to start my own business immediately. I don't have to wait for anything. From now on, it's just onwards and upwards. In this account, we upload the complete stories. Follow us for more stories.